ห็นต้นน้ำใช่ไหม
Now, as we are in this area, I'm going to ask you guys not to go any further than the Hobbit house with the blue door on my right, and no further than the fence on my left, as this is the way that we're going to go once we're done here. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to take your photos, and I'm going to go over information. If you guys need help with your photos,
ไปพี่บุเอ้ยน้องใบหันหน้าเห็นประตูฟ้าเห็นไม่ต้องย่อเดี๋ยวย่อก็ไม่มัน
Alright, so the path that we walked in is what we call here Gandalf's Cutting. It's famous for multiple... As I mentioned, this is where we see Gandalf's photo rolling in. As you guys remember, in the scene, they're rolling close perspective. By putting actor Elijah Wood 3 meters behind Gandalf, with the proper camera angle, they made it look like they're sitting side by side and one is shorter than the other. Now, the same trickery was used for the doors that are behind you guys. The yellow door is 90% human scale, while the blue door is 60%. The goal behind that is when they have a scene, proper size Hobbit house, making sure that at no point in time, neither of these two doors would appear together on camera because it would ruin the effect. Now, during Lord of the Rings, these were just facades. So untreated plywood with foam decoration slapped in front of these hills. When the interior of the Hobbit house we have here are only served for equipment, dogs, or anything that is made. One tiny little bit of a sad news is these vegetables cannot be used at Green Dragon evening banquet or for a party for the lunch because there's obviously not enough for the amount that needs to be fed over there. But not to worry, our maintenance team or our doctors are taking them home for themselves, so nothing goes wrong. Here. So here, for example, we have fish rod on top of the door. We have some painted fish here on the mailbox, and we even have some smoked fish right there in the chimney. Now, do I need to mention to you guys the profession of the hobbit that lives here, or you guys are going on that one? I'll see you at the end. Yeah, just a one-way path, that way. follow clues. The clothes on the clothesline to my right. 2 weeks prior from starting filming, Peter the pond. It is said in the book that little hobbits are grabbing plum fruit from these trees. Peter Jackson did not like the size of them. They were filming here in top of the hill. We're going to regroup in front of the water fountain. On our way up, on the right hand side, have a look. You guys are going to have a great this on my right is part of the original section. This was added for the Battle of the Five Armies because that path is the path that Martin Freeman, who plays Bilbo, used to walk all the way back to Bag End. But the and start auctioning his belongings. He has to pull his contract from Thorin that prove who he is just to be able to keep his stuff. Now, as we're going to keep on walking uphill, we're going to have a quick stop at the bread maker and the artisan hall. On our way up, have a look on the left-hand side. You guys are curious about his story? Google it. Any questions? Or should we wait for her to be done Googling it? Alright guys, let's go to the bread maker. If you guys want to take photos at the bread maker, you can sit on the step. Sounds good?
Deze zijn helemaal gelijk. Zijn in de
So, they done all of his scene at Wellington Studio. That also includes the party field scene. So, what they did is, they took a photo of the bottom part of the tree, replicated in the studio. That's where it was filmed. Same thing for the scene, where we, as I mentioned earlier, different size of doors, right? You remember that? 90 and 60%. Because of the importance of Back In and the amount of filming that was happening right here, same thing happened to the Bag In house. The interior shots were done in Wellington Studio because they needed to build two different houses. One that would be normal height appropriate, so when the actors are in the house, it looks like a Hobbit house. And one that would be roughly 40% shorter in height, so when Gandalf is in the house, he looks taller. And there's a scene that proves that. At the very beginning in the Fellowship of the Ring, right after Gandalf hands his staff and his hat to Bilbo, he turns around and hit his head on the ceiling. I'm gonna ask you just to stay there, not to get mixed with my group. Thank you. Guys are going to see once we enter the Green Dragon. Now, one little secret about all these windows. When it is the evening banquet of the Green Dragon and it's dark enough outside, questions on that? No? Alright, good. What we're going to do now is follow that. With him, we have a cheesemaker. So, if buckle in blue.
แล้วชี้คือชี้ที่เก็บไว้นานๆแล้วแบบไม่รู้ลูกอะไร
The rest of the group to come forward. We're lucky on that. Now, there was one scene that was filmed in Wellington Studio. The scene where we see Ian Holm saying a thank you to all the hobbits that came and celebrated his birthday. We all remember that scene? Now, in the background, we can see the cake that catches on fire. That wasn't a stunt. The cake was made of foam with over the tape. To which he replies, no, because I cannot redo another take with the authenticity of knowing that there is an actual fire happening right behind me, so we're keeping it. So if you guys, when you rewatch The Fellowship of the Ring, pay attention at the very end of that scene for 1 or 2 seconds. Do we have parents here in the audience? Yeah, we do over there, obviously. So, quiz on that. Because the party scene was done at night for 3 days in a row. So how do you keep little kids active and energetic for 3 days in a row at night like this? What do you give them? Fluid, fizzy drink, sugar candy, and chocolate. And told the kids all day for 3 days in a row. How about it? Imagine you're a proud parent. Your kid is playing a small part in the Lord of the Rings. You park your vehicle where we disembark on the bus, only to hear the kids screaming all the way here for 3 days in a row. Happy time to be a parent. Here, who knew that Sam did end up going later on in his life into the Undying Lands? Why? Go ahead.
He was bearer of the ring.
Thank you, sir. Sam did.
ระวังตกเขาของที่ไม่เกิน109
We also have tea and coffee, but why bother when there's beer? If you guys are even hungry, we also have some meat pies, some muffin, some scone, and some cookies in there for you to purchase. Where we see the yellow tent on the other side of the bridge. As I mentioned at the beginning of the tour, when I'm leaving, if you guys are not there, that will include 2 bedrooms, kitchen, study room, fully functioning bathroom. And we'll add about a 15 minutes tour. You guys are going to walk in for 15 minutes and have a high, similar, water appropriate public house to visit. I'm not doing anything like that. You make that own decision.
แม่ที่คุณกิน
Plus, on a perfect Christmas day, while there's no waves on the lake, you guys have beautiful Alright guys, the reason why I stopped here is because there's a tour that I've entered in Gandalf Scudding and I don't want to have to speak over the other tour guide.
Do you remember the Shire, Mr. Football? It'll be spring soon.